So we were discussing the ways. Should I start, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So some of the ways in which this additional support can be provided to the students, a bridge course for a month or so at the beginning of the year, which will enable students to refresh their previously learned concepts and prepare for the new class. Specific work on design days to supplement what has been done in class. Differentiated assignments. The teacher could provide assignments or class tests or varying levels of difficulty using the same content. Making specific resources available to the students who need them, such as extra worksheets for those who need additional practice, and extra challenging worksheets for those who might enjoy or benefit from it. Set up a buddy system wherever appropriate. Pair a student who needs help with another student who can provide it informally, example, to help with homework, offer explanations after class, or carry out projects together. Setting up a conference time once a month or so with every student in class so that the teacher has a chance to communicate one-to-one with every student and identify conceptual problems, learning difficulties, or individual needs of all students. Communicate regularly with all parents, but particularly those parents whose students may need special help and support so that parents are also able to provide support when required. The nature of this communication needs to be specific and clear to the parents so that they know and understand what needs to be done to help their child. In cases where the school is not equipped to help or support a student with an identified disability adequately, it may rely on external resources or resource persons. Integration of suitable technology can also be considered to support students with disabilities. Schools will understand and opt for all exemptions provided by the boards of education in specific situations. All such decisions should be made in partnership with families.
Yeah. So, wonderful reading, ma'am. Thank you. So, how can we respond to students with disability or individual learning needs? So, we are not only speaking about specific disabilities, but also children who are basically struggling. So, first and foremost thing is that we have to understand, like earlier also this thing has been mentioned, like understand the present situation of the student and give individualized attention to every child. Okay, and but there is no point of like terming a child or tagging a child as a bright student or a slow student or a problematic student. So, there are certain ways that they have like illustrated over here which we can adapt as to bridge the gap between the students and the concepts. The first thing is having a bridge course. Like already we have Vidya Pravesh in grade 1. The same way every school can have a bridge course for every class in the first month, so that the children will once again recapitulate what they have learnt in the earlier class. Apart from that, specific work can be, uh, planned on a specific day. After every chapter, they can have a working day about the application of the knowledge that they have learned in that particular chapter. And then different assignments for different types of students. Apart from that, specific resources are to be made, like worksheets, additional practice sheets, and advanced level of worksheets for the students. Apart from that, buddy system wherein children will help each other in learning concepts. Monthly, once teacher can take a conference with all the students with regard to the concepts that she has taught and understand what are the areas wherein they want more hand holding, and also being in touch with the parents and communicating with the parents with regard to the problems that are being faced by the child or else the performance of the child, basically academic performance. And it has to be very specific, the areas wherein parent has to concentrate upon the academic improvement of the child. Moving on to homework 3.3.7. Yeah. Aarti ma'am, will you continue reading?
Yes, sir. Homework is an extension of the learning process. Work done at home is a consolidation of the work done in school, and it helps make students capable of doing things on their own. It is based on the teaching provided to them in class. At the same time, homework should not be intended to merely repeat what has been learned in the class, but rather to apply it to different contexts. Homework tasks must therefore be meaningful for learning. It may include practice work, example worksheets to be completed, as well as application of the concepts through specific tasks. Example, survey of local water resources. Task and allocation of time spent on homework must be age appropriate. Teachers must also ensure that students can do these tasks on their own and they do not require parents or others to do anything on their behalf. I'm sure it is reference to Google. Homework can be fun and it provides a different kind of interesting challenge to students. It can also help to connect school with the students' home, especially in the foundational and preparatory stages.
Wonderful. We have been already striving to make it an individual practice also. Like homework shouldn't be merely writing the impositions or writing again and again what they have learned in the school. Rather than that, homework should be completely application based, wherein children will be using the knowledge that they have gained to solve the problems or come up with solutions for problems. Like they have also mentioned about worksheets, practice worksheets, as well as giving specific tasks like coming up with some research work rather than using Google, like ma'am said, and it should be on a appropriate note that children can do it on their own rather than taking support. These days, mothers are worried. If the homework is not sent in the WhatsApp group within the time, the mother starts calling. Isn't it? Homework अभी तक आया नहीं है मैम कब तक complete करवाना है तो आप जल्दी homework. So it is clearly understood that it has become the work of the mother. So children should show interest towards homework. And interest towards homework has to be developed by giving the homework in an appropriate way, an enjoyable way. Okay, so that child uses it to uses it to apply in real world scenario. And especially in foundation stage and preparatory stage, it should be about the immediate environment. Okay, wherein at the same time, it should be in a, like with a sense of wherein the child can do on his own. Pedagogy across stages. Shall we start with Chitra ma'am this time? Yeah.
An effective approach to pedagogy in a particular school stage is based on how children grow and learn, that is physical, cognitive, socio-emotional, language, and moral development, and the overall aims of education to be attained in that stage. Such an approach will help achieve curricular goals, competencies, and learning outcomes without compromising the holistic and expansive notion of individual development that NEP 2020 focuses on. As stated earlier in this document, while the stages are distinct, students' growth and maturation are part of a gradual transition with overlaps and commonalities, especially across two adjacent stages. Example, teaching for sensorial and perceptual ways of learning in the foundational and preparatory stages, and teaching independent learning habits and discerning use of media gadgets in the middle and secondary stages. It can also be seen that some changes occur in a continued fashion over the same facets within physical, emotional, social, and ethical and cognitive development over the stages. Example, changes in physical strength and flexibility, in expressed need for emotional support, in the need for conformity and peer approval, and in abstract thinking and independent reasoning abilities.
Shall we finish off this and move further, ma'am? So it
Okay,
is
fine.
being told that the pedagogy that we choose to use in the classroom should be based upon the understanding of different stages, the physical, cognitive, social, emotional, language, and moral development that takes place during these stages. Apart from that, we should also keep in mind the appropriate curricular goals, aims of school education for that particular stage, the competencies that are to be achieved, and the learning outcomes, as mentioned in this particular document. And there is a transition from period to period. Always from foundational stage, there is a transition while they are going into preparatory. There will be a transition while they are going to middle, and there's a transition while they are going to secondary stage. So we have to keep all these things in mind, and like teacher has to come up with pedagogy which will support all these stages of the child. Okay, so moving further, let us see like what are the considerations that we need to keep in mind.
So first is the foundational stage. Early years of school are formative and crucial in paving a positive experience of the learning environment. Any teaching strategy in this stage that speaks to vibrant energies, enables playful interactions, engages in enjoyable stories, uses curious toys, and allows for full body engagement with learning would be ideal and effective. Children continuously engage through their senses and make the most of the world around them this way. Pedagogy that encourages them to engage physically in aesthetic experiences of music, dance, art, and crafts makes for an enjoyable school day. Teaching about health and hygiene practices ensures physical well-being in the long term.
So, yeah, just complete this and we'll go further. So pedagogical considerations related to physical development. So these are the considerations which we have to keep in mind with regard to the physical development of the children in foundational stage. So we know that as per the learning environment that is provided for the students, there will be a like much effect on the development of the children as per the learning environment that is around them. And the teaching strategies, okay, in this stage should be vibrant. There should be lots of vibrant energy in the strategies. Okay, it should be enabling playful interaction among the students. There should be enjoyable stories. Okay, children should be allowed to use curious toys, and also full body engagement should happen during the learning stage, in foundational stage. Also, like we have to concentrate upon all the five senses of the student, that they have to use all their five senses in understanding the environment around them. Okay, the pedagogy should be in such a way that it encourages physically the children, at the same time their aesthetic experience also increases. So we have to include music, dance, art and craft, okay, at school, and that too in an enjoyable manner. Okay, especially while we are tackling subjects like health and physical hygiene and all, like it should be in such a way that they develop it in a long term, and that knowledge also stays with the child in long term. So it has to be spoken with lots of significance and emphasis. Next, preparatory stage.
Preparatory stage, students continue to be physically active, highly perceptual, and engage with hands-on activities and make sense of concepts with the help of concrete physical learning aids. This requires teachers to demonstrate energetic and active participation in the things the students are required to do as part of their learning. The teacher needs to teach through modeling how to make sense of concepts more perceptually and practically, with low levels of verbal complexity and theorizing. The content that is chosen, the teaching plan, assessment, and classroom arrangement would need to be activity-based, playfully experimental, and lend themselves to a conversation and consolidation after doing.
Yeah. So in foundation stage, when it is all about engaging the students, here it is about demonstrating. The teacher has to demonstrate first and then motivate the children also to participate the same way. So for this, the teacher has to, very choosy about the, plan that she wants to prepare, the assessment that she wants to conduct, the classroom arrangement that she wants to have. Also, mostly the pedagogy should be of activity based and playfully experimenting the things which they are learning. Also, and at the same time, teachers should also moderate conversations and discussions in between the students, so that it will help to improve their vocabulary and language knowledge as well. Middle stage, ma'am.
This is a stage of gradual and sudden changes in physical development. With adolescence and prepubescence on the cards, teachers will need to be prepared for handling growth pains and growth spurts, with changes in strength and increased restlessness in their students. A good understanding of gender and sexuality would also help teachers understand their students better. Understanding families and local culture will help with understanding student behavior in school. It is also a time when students must be encouraged to independently practice their learning despite the resistance that might come up.
Yeah. So here there is a specific thing that we need to understand. Prepubescence means a situation wherein that is a very after the changes that happen very much after they attain puberty. Okay, so the physical development is affected by this, situation also. So the teacher should be in a position to handle such sort of children. Okay, there will be a restlessness among the students that has to be properly addressed and handled, okay, in a friendly manner. Apart from that, some knowledge about gender and sexuality also has to be, sexuality is different, gender is different. So these things are to be instilled in the minds of the students so that they understand. And it is also very much important that discussions are moderated about community, families, local traditions, and understanding everyone's behavior at school. All these things are important when we consider the children of middle age, I mean middle school group, because now they are going to go to secondary stage. So all the important knowledge which is instilled in middle school, slowly it takes time for them to, become better in that knowledge, and they get ready to face the society once they are out of the school after 12th grade,
Secondary stage.
secondary stage.
At this stage, students grapple with their changing bodies, may become self-conscious, and may be trying to make sense of their maturation. Pedagogy across subjects must accommodate for changes in students' perceptions of their bodies and abilities, provide adequately challenging physical tasks, and encourage greater participation in both group and individual activities, especially sports and games.
As we have discussed earlier also, in secondary stage, there is a drastic difference in the behavior of the students also. They become completely peer-centric. They even take decisions after discussing with the peers, not with the parents. In such a situation, the pedagogy which has been used by the teachers, it should, completely help the students in understanding their body, the bodily changes that occur, abilities of the students, because once they reach puberty, there's for few days, there is a drastic, fall in self-esteem and all, especially in girls, it is more. So the pedagogy should support all these conditions, and it should also encourage participation in individual activities as well as group activities, especially sports and games, is because they have lots of energies in their body. As to channelize these energies, participation in sports and games is really important. Okay, Suchitra ma'am, shall we go with the next part?
Yes, sir. Pedagogical considerations related to emotional development. Foundational stage. Children would require teachers to help them learn about understanding their own emotions and the emotions of others. The context of a school allows for a safe space for such conversation and learning. Learning to regulate feelings and behavior, delaying the need for instant gratification, and practicing positive learning habits will go a long way in the lives of children. So, these aspects must be facilitated and encouraged actively and regularly. Children will require close individualized attention and care.
Yeah. So this
Preparatory
is about
stage.
foundational stage, like we have come to know earlier also, like in the case of emotional development, they are completely dependent upon the peers as well as the adults who are in their immediate environment. So a safe space has to be created for the students, okay, in foundation stage, so that they feel secured and they open up to speak to the adults. Okay, also regulating the behavior. Okay, like practicing positive learning habits, all these things are to be followed by the teachers. So they will be helpful for the students in the long run. And also, children will require close individualized attention and care during this particular stage, preparatory stage, ma'am.
Preparatory stage, students at this stage are also rapidly learning to make sense of their thoughts and feelings and would need guidance with learning emotional regulation. Many of them would already display temperaments and preferences, and teachers will need to engage and tease out emotional habits coming in the way of learning through their teaching interactions. They will also need to provide alternative possibilities to the emotional experiences of the students. Gradually, students must be supported and encouraged to become emotionally independent.
Yeah. So here also what is happening, like thoughts and feelings are given much importance, isn't it? So emotional regulation should also happen with the help of teaching. So like teachers should understand the temperaments and preferences of the students. Accordingly, they have to inculcate regulation in the emotions of the students. Like the teacher interaction with the student should be more, okay, a loving, what do we say, behavior of the teacher towards the students that helps in regulating the emotions of the students. Also, possible alternatives are also to be chosen by the teacher. It's not that all the children can regulate their emotions always. Other than directly regulating the emotions, what teachers can do as to have control over the emotions of the children. This also has to be thought of. Middle stage.
Middle stage. The classroom and the school as a site for emotional learning, growth, and expression are probably the most occupying for teachers at this stage. Students themselves go through unpredictable mood and energy fluctuations, often grappling with a sense of unexplainable wellness or not so wellness. Middle stage pedagogy must allow for some amount of engagement with emotional experiences through quiet discussion and reflection. Curricular areas can be used as contexts in which individual responses can be passed. The teacher will have to find a balance in the approach to students' emotions, an approach that is neither intrusive nor indulgent, but reasonably firm, rationally clear, and emotionally caring towards students of this stage.
As we know, once the children attain puberty, what happens is we cannot expect their emotions. We cannot even what do we say? Think about their not think about what would be the right word. We cannot predict
Predict,
their
we cannot.
moods. Yeah,
Yes.
how is that their mood is going to be? So
Mm.
accordingly, the teacher has to handle the situation. That's the reason they have clearly said over here there should be a balance. Teachers should create a balance between the child's emotional behavior and the child. How? Reasonably firm. Wherever it is needed, the teacher has to be firm. Rationally clear. The teacher should have a clear understanding, as in, if at all she is speaking to the child in a firm way. Why is that she is speaking in a firm way? There should be a reason for that. And emotionally caring. At the same time, she should be emotionally caring towards the students. The teacher who is teaching in a middle stage, okay, she has to be equipped with all these attributes to become a middle school teacher. Secondary stage.
Secondary stage, it would be necessary for pedagogic strategies to guide individual reflection and group conversation on thoughts and feelings that emerge through engaging with curricular components. A philosophical understanding that feelings are transient and not set in stone, that individuals can act upon their emotions in healthy and unhealthy ways, and the social consequences of rational versus irrational decision making based on emotional reactions are good discussions to have it at this stage. The focus on emotional regulation must continue. Teachers will have to be discerning about when students require one on one attention and find ways to communicate with them effectively.
We have read earlier that the children of this particular age group, they express things. In middle stage, children may not be expressing their moods or may not be expressing their ideas. But this is a stage wherein children will even start questioning, okay, the statements of the adults. So here, regulation over the emotions at the same time, trying to control the emotions of the children should continue by the teacher. At the same time, teachers should play a very significant role in influencing the children as to behave in a proper manner. For that, what is the tool? Communication is a very effective tool. Communicating with the child properly. If at all any behavioral problem is found or emotional, imbalance is found in the child, immediately the teacher has to communicate with the child and find out the reason and provide necessary guidance wherever it is needed.
Yes.
I suppose today we are done. Tomorrow we will be doing, this is a very big chapter actually. So let us stop it here for today. Tomorrow we will continue with not tomorrow, that is on Monday, we will continue with the rest of the part.
So
So
tomorrow there will be
anything,
no class.
so tomorrow is a Sunday, no ma'am?
Okay, yeah.
Sunday is a holiday for everything.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So are we
Thank
going
you,
well,
sir.
ma'am? Till now, it's our 10th class today. So kudos to the 10th class. 10th day
Yeah,
of
yeah.
NCS. Yeah. So is everything going well? What do you say, Aarti ma'am? Are we doing good?
It's going on very well, sir. I mean, proper understanding is there, and at least we are able to read with you, unnecessarily. Otherwise, nobody takes so much of, I must say, to go through each and
Pain.
every time. You have really taken up a big task. And thanks to you, I mean, we are able to read it.
We
And
are
it is
supposed
good.
to
All
complete
educators
it.
should read it. Na? We have to
Uh,
read it, sir.
we have to
Sir,
read
I
it and
wanted to ask you have, I just wanted to know, you have one session today at 10:30 p.m.
yeah, that is for the teachers from Nigeria and Georgia. So as per
Okay,
our,
so that is for them.
yes.
Hmm.
So we have adjusted the
Yeah.
timings in such a way that it is okay for them as well as for me also. Now, international sessions, always we have to adjust. Yeah.
And how long it will be?
It's 1 hour or maximum 45 minutes. Moreover, if people are asking doubts, there is no scope for doubts. It's going to be rather a lecture because it's a Facebook
Okay.
Live. It's a Facebook Live.
Oh,
So
great.
mostly it should be one-sided. Only if they're active in the chat box, it's going to be two-sided. Otherwise, it's a
So you are
one-sided.
going global. You are going global.
Already I've done 4 sessions. I suppose I
Okay.
didn't share with you people. Yeah. But 2 sessions I have done with the 21st Skills. 2 sessions I have done with
Hmm.
IELTA, like International English Language Teachers Association.
Language learning, yeah.
Yeah. So I've done 2 sessions with
Okay.
IELTA.
Will be there, sir, today.
Yes, ma'am. Sure. I'll share the link in the group.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank
Yes.
I
you,
wish we
sir.
will finish NCF within at least 1 or 1.5 month. See, the number has fallen down drastically. Finally, it is only 3 or 4 people. People are getting bored of
But,
NCF.
no, but
So
there
now
are a lot
these
of things that we should
really
know.
wanted to read, who really wanted to know what is actually there, suggestion by the government, NEP, all these things.
Yes, we should have, ma'am. And then we should
But
tell our teachers
probably,
also, no?
yeah, but probably once the school reopens, we may have to change the timing.
Yeah, we will do it. If the school reopens, somewhere we will do it in the late evening. I mean, if at all
Yes, sir.
for few days. See, like it took 10 days to do 3 chapters. Maybe it will be taking only 1 more month for us. So after school reopens, if we can adjust our evening timetable for at least 1 month, making it like 8:30 to 9:30 or something like that, or else 9 to 10
Perfect, sir.
also. For me, 9 to 10 also is fine. Chitra
9 to
ma'am should
10
be
is
going.
fine.
Ma'am should be going to sleep by that time.
Sir, I sleep at 9 o'clock
Oh, great.
sharp, but I get up at 1:30. You tell me in the morning anytime, I'll be ready.
Oh, okay. So we will plan somewhere from 8 to 9 or something.
Yeah, that's okay. That's still manageable.
We will have a discussion, all the people who are attending, like Suchitra ma'am,
Right.
Aarti ma'am and
Yes.
all. Once again, we will ask the people in our group as well, because Karpagam said she is missing very badly. So we will ask people who are constantly telling that we are missing, and we will set a time. Because once I circulated that Google form, no, few people opted for 9 o'clock in the night.
Oh,
So let's go for now also. If sir, more people are ready to join and that time is comfortable for them, we can do even now, that 9 onwards, not an issue.
9 to 10.
I mean, it's
Okay.
good to have more people. Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. We will just work towards it,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
9
sir.
again, Chitra madam is going to miss. So we have to do something.
surely. I will
Like,
not be in a state.
8 to 9 can
But
also be there.
for 1 month you can do, because 8 o'clock again when the school reopens, we will have that
we will be
cafeteria time,
reaching
8
school
o'clock.
at this
Yeah.
home at 6
Mm.
o'clock,
Mm.
cooking, giving to children and all. Yeah, I can
Yeah,
understand.
yeah, that is again a problem. So 9 o'clock will be better. You see, I mean, majority must be granted.
Yeah, we will do something. We'll do something.
Yes, sir. But
But
Monday
we
will
will
be
have
3 o'clock,
Chitra ma'am
right?
with us.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You were
Yeah.
saying something.
I said Monday will be 3 o'clock, right? This Monday
Monday
will
to
be 3
Saturday,
o'clock.
it's 3 o'clock.
Okay, okay.
Monday to Saturday, it's 3 o'clock. If at all we are changing the timings, then we have to just think over it, like how it will be comfortable for everyone, and then we will do it as needed. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay,
Good
sir.
day.
Thank you, sir.
Good day,
Thank
sir.
you.
Good day, sir. Thank you
Bye.
so much.